Hey guys, Coin Collector Ohio, how you doing? Mooney, thanks for joining in. Let me get my envelope going here. So today's a 58, nice, brilliant, uncirculated wheat penny. I'm going to do 3 of them. Give people just a minute here to come in. I'll probably do 3 right away within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Coin Man, how you doing? Hey Andrew. So we had a pretty nice stream last night. It was a lot of fun. Chip and John, how you doing? So I'll get started here in a couple minutes, guys. Just let a few more pile in here. I was gonna do one for early birds, and hey, Joe Durbin, how you doing? And give people a little reward for being quick, but I don't always get my notices for people, and it's really frustrating because a lot of times I find the stream going on my own and not because of getting a notice, which is really frustrating. So I decided against that one. I have done the extreme night owls that hang out with me all night. Sometimes I've done a couple for them. In fact, I got down to just a couple people in the stream and did one then. That was fun. Hey, Cajun, how you doing? And as soon as I hit 5 minutes, I'll do one, regardless of how many people are in here. We're almost there. 4 minutes and counting. So let me back this out a little bit so you can see the whole coin. This isn't the exact coin, but it'll be similar. Nice, brilliant, uncirculated wheat. I'm going to do another giveaway tomorrow on Friday, and tomorrow's will be a 1940s penny. Not sure how many I'm going to give away, just depends. Don't normally give away the coins that I have very few of, and the 40 ones I don't have very many, so only one guess per person. Whoever gets the number or comes the closest without going over will be the one who wins. And I'll have you guys start as soon as you see my comment on the chat with the start word. And you'll know when you see it. Already 10 people. Here goes the first one. Guys, watch for the chat. One guess per person. Nice guess there, Joe. Okay, well, guys, you might as well stop. We've already got a winner. And this is great. It cracks me up. Let me get it on my camera as fast as I can here. Now, Dr. G, it looks like you're the first one. Let me look again. Make sure Dr. G didn't guess twice. Dr. G, you're the winner. That's great. Very good. So if you email me and just put in the message the 58 Lincoln and your information, I will start an envelope for you. And if you would like me to just hold it, because I'll be doing these giveaways next week as well. And I can just let some coins accrue if that happens. Or send it to you if it doesn't. That's great. So you never know who's going to win. Hey, young numismatist, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. And thanks for participating in Michael Kittle's giveaway. That was a lot of fun to see you younger collectors being part of it. So, okay, give me a second here and I'll prepare for the next one. And just to be official, I'll go ahead and make sure I put a stop in there first. And just so for those of you that like to get their number down, it will be from 1 to 20 again. It'll just take me a minute. One guess per person, please. And you need to wait until you see my instructions to start in the chat. Let me guess my next number, which will be right below the 12. Yeah, and I was going to say this before. I always pick whoever comes closest without going over. But if I pick a low number and nobody is actually below it, it will be whoever's closest. We actually ran into that and I had to change things. So, not that I'm picking a low number this time, or maybe I am. Who knows? So the number has been picked. Wait for the instructions in the chat. This is for, here, let me get to the other camera. A very beautiful 1958 brilliant uncirculated wheat penny. It's not this exact coin, but it'll be one very similar. Watch for, young numismatist. You don't have to be here to win. So it's 1 to 20. Watch for the instructions in the chat. One to 20. One guess per person, please. Oh, I do see it. Okay, stop everyone. Another big winner. Just a second, let me switch cameras. Number 17. Now let me double check it. I see Jeep and John was 17, but did he guess twice? We have Jeep and John with just one guess. Good job, Jeep and John. That will go into your package. If you could, I'll make a note of this one. You don't need to do anything since I have your lot right here. 158 for Jeep and John. Good deal. David, you got to be ready. All right, let me do my official stop since I keep forgetting to do that. All right. You bet. And the 58s are really, really nice. So give me a second here to write down another number. Doing it quickly tonight. See how fast can I give away my collection. Well, just out of curiosity, I was wondering how long it'd take to show my coins. So you put down 200,000 coins in about 3 seconds a coin. Yeah, months and months. It was pretty funny. Oh, Alex, well, you're here just in time. Let me show you what you can win. And those of you that haven't won and are still interested in the coins, I do lots and grab bags and that kind of thing. So let me know how much you want to spend. If you want brilliant uncirculated Lincolns, I have tons. If you're after circulated and you're trying to fill some missing dates in your folders, I can help you with that. I don't do the key dates, but some of the semis I do, and the rest I have all available. Coin Hoarder has his P.O. box and his bids now. Cool. Yeah, if you're doing anything with people and you've got a nice collection or, even a fair amount of silver, I highly suggest not giving out your address. Jackson, if you send me an email, we could work something out. I can even add some silver coins or some old coins, some seeded or something, or some large cents, or I don't think I'd get rid of my half cents, but you never know. Most of my coins are for sale. I buy enough collections often enough that I have a fairly good circulation of coins. And $100, trust me, if you go with the copper coins or some of the nickels, the people who buy from me benefit greatly because normally I double or triple the values. So $100 would get you like $200 to $300 worth of pennies. Oh, cool. Coin order gained 70 coins. Fantastic. It's a great way of doing it. Well, Alex, you can see this one's a pretty nice one. I was showing my collection earlier. I have from about 34 and up in DU wheats, and the coins that I sell. I do 54Ds, 58Ds, 56Ds. I normally have those for sale in nicer grades. And then if you're after just a specific coin, I can do that. I have a pretty good collection of silver. So the Franklins, I'm kind of down to just my full bell lines, but the Walkers and those kind of coins, I've got like the very first of the first mint mark 1916s. I got some of those that are up for sale, and some nice Buffalo nickels. Got a ton of Indians, some steels. Some people are interested in some of my nicer steels. Yeah, Marley, if you just check any of my videos, except for this one, for some reason I didn't get it on this one, you'll see the rolls there. I suggest you doing a little more research, but there should be a shortcut to them, and it'll at least get you in the right area. Guys, if you do these giveaways on your channel, cover yourself, protect yourself, make sure you got the rolls up in your, preferably before you do it, unlike what I'm doing right now. Um, yeah, Michael Kittle had mentioned it the other day, but I had just completely gone over all my videos and made sure the giveaways all had the instructions. But they need to be up there, or you can be liable and have your channel removed. And they don't give breaks. They're pretty vicious on the breaking their rules. So, all right, guys, we got 14 in here right now. I'm going to keep the rules the same. It'll be 1 to 20, only one guess per person. You need to wait until you see my instructions in the chat and the start word, and we'll go from there. So it's 1 to 20. Only one guess per person, please. And you'll see my start word in just a second. Let me write down my next number. Okay, it's between 1 and 20, guys. Watch for the start word from me in the chat. And only one guess per person, please. This is for a 1958 brilliant and circulated, beautiful red Wheatie. So good luck, everyone. Patriotic, it's only to 20, so please guess again. 1 to 20. I don't see it yet, so we might be picking who comes closest. It looks like about 14 people. Hey, no problem, Patriotic. I'm just glad I spotted it. Yeah, must live in U.S. If you're willing to split shipping, Canada, I would honor Canada. Let's see here. Okay, stop. And let's see here. Let me show my number. It's going to be right below the rest of the numbers I picked tonight. I think that's a good way of doing it. So it's the last number, 20. And let's see here. 17 with Marley. Oop, an 18 with Coinman D. Let's see here. All right. Coinman D with 18 gets it. I don't see anything closer. Marley, you were close. So congratulations, Coinman D. Please send me a email. Put down 1958 and your information so I can send it to you. And just in case if you guys want more coins from me and you've won, it's a good time to do it because I can add a bunch more coins into the lot. So congratulations, Coinman D. Oh, have you been in? Oh, well, I'm glad you finally won. And tomorrow I might be doing a 40s coin. I'm not sure yet. So, and perhaps maybe I'll be doing 3 different 40s coins. That would be fun. Not sure I can do it, but you never know. And if I do, yeah, I don't have a list, Marley, because I have like 800 pounds of the rolls of pennies. So chances are I have it. I don't have 1950, but from 51 on, I pretty much have everything. Unless you want circulated, then, I've got 99%. There's a few of the semi keys that I don't do just because I'm trying to fill my grandkids' books, 10 books. So, Coinman D, if you send me an email, put down the 1958 penny that you've won and your information, I will get that out to you. Chances are I'm going to wait till after Friday to send them. Maybe Saturday and Monday I'll get them out. That way those that have won more than one or whoever wins on Friday can have them added to their envelope. Marley, if you're after silver, just watch my 50 pounds of silver video. You'll see I have quite a few. Normally I have what people are after if it's a certain year or something of. Well, the barbers, I kind of down to just my albums, so or my folders, so I kind of keep those ones. But the walkers and some of the standing Liberty quarters and that kind of thing. Oh, good deal, Marley. I'll check out my emails here shortly. Probably not going to stream too long tonight, guys. And 3 coins is all I was giving out tonight. So I've started adding up how many coins I've given away and how many of the winners have won more than 1 coin. So I've got quite a few envelopes to do. So just wanted to be careful not overwhelm myself too much. Luckily, I can do most of it from my home, so I don't have to worry about getting down to the post office or loading up my poor daughter with 30 envelopes. Yeah, 1958. That's correct, Coinman. Thank you, Lincoln. Hello, Lincoln. Oh, yep. Okay, guys. Chris Connors put up a video. Hey, Chris, let me just go to it and pull a link, and I'll just go ahead and put a link up for you. Chris Connors, a new coin collector, just getting started. Well, I take that back. He's got videos, but this is his first U.S. coin, I think. Let me look. No, okay, I'm sorry. Confusing you with somebody else. And I'm only seeing liked videos right now. Oh, maybe I need to refresh. Oh, there we go. Hey, there you are, Chris. Nice to meet you. Okay, let me get the link. And guys, I don't mind doing this for you guys. This is what it's all about, is sharing this stuff. Um, Here's Chris's link in the comment that just got posted by me. Please go check them out. Anybody else that's just done a video or you're new and getting started, anytime you guys do that, just ask me in the chat. I'm normally more than happy to put a link up for you. And there's quite a few people that watch my streams after the fact. Normally I have 200 to 400 people that watch it within a few days. Hey, it's what it's all about, Joe. That's why I've been giving away here. Somebody said, well, how come you don't do giveaways in your streams? Most people do. It's like, wow, most people do. Well, and I do have 800 pounds of pennies that I could be going through and sharing. So I thought I'd do the first week in just weeks. Most of the coins are going to be really close to MS65. You'll be surprised. The 65s, once you get them in hand, are amazing. There might even be one or two of you that get an MS66. Well, Marley, you might have to edit your own videos for audio issues and bleep stuff out. It's not too hard to do, or you can actually even remove those words if you need to. But I understand. I have a lot of family members that, when the families come over and that family member's there, the kids get sent out of the room. But we understand. And in my family, a couple of them are female truckers, so yeah, even the females do it sometimes. Chris, you're getting some subscribers. Thank you, David. Really appreciate it, guys. This is what it's all about. We got a few new now. Our winner tonight, Coinman D, he's also a new one. So do make sure you're subscribed to him. And hopefully these guys will start putting out constant videos, or consistent. So that's the best way to build your channels, guys, is you don't have to do it every day, but a couple of them a week and you'll go far. So you don't have to do giveaways. I didn't do giveaways until I hit 1,000. And in fact, I'd prefer that new channels didn't do the giveaways. I know it's a great way to get people to your site, but their eBay or YouTube is so strict on their rules. If you don't have the proper rules in your in the details section of your video, they can boot you and you will lose your channel. And we've had a few people that have been here for years with dozens and dozens of videos, if not hundreds, and have lost it all. So all it takes is one slip, guys. Yeah, the other thing I do is I do trades for silver, because I'm building the junk silver stuff for my grandkids. So let me check to see where silver's at right now. So current melt for silver is $17.86. So I would honor $21 an ounce for silver right now for junk silver. Not Coles though. Needs to be at least a coin that has its rims, or 90% of its rims. I would go with that. And yeah, you can do some pretty good trades with me. And almost every time, if I'm doing copper coins, I'll give you at least double the value for copper coins that I have. So if you do $20 or $40 in silver, it'll get you $40 or $80 in copper. And that's fair prices for the higher grades. And if it's just lower grade stuff to fill books, I'm very generous. So, hey, Patriotic, take it easy. Yeah, I might stream later tonight. Not feeling really good right now, so chances are I'm not going to stream for too long right now. But I was also on Cajun's channel for 3 or 4 hours and didn't think I'd do that. So, yeah, anytime, Marley. And that goes for everybody. I've done a lot of like $25 and $50 lots for people. And normally you would think that's not too many coins, but the last one that did a $50 lot has a big surprise coming because I did a super nice lot for him. And he'll probably share it. Although I know a lot of my guys that get my stuff, they don't share what I give them on videos, which I thought was really strange, except I have found out that they become really good buyers and come back every week or every couple weeks to do purchases. So I think they just don't want to share, which is fine. I understand. So I had another guy asking for some 50 to 56 rolls, B rolls. And I don't sell my rolls normally unless I've gone through it for the high grade. I'd probably let a couple go that I've gone through. Most of my coins are 64s and up for the most part. So, yeah, I try not to do any cussing, guys. Thank you, David. My grandkids watch this, so please keep it family oriented best as you can, please, or my moderators will erase what you've put in. If you do it intentionally again, chances are they'll either time you out or knock you out of the chat. So please be aware. I've got some really great moderators. Take care, Monet. Yeah, I normally go through the people who have entered my stream and make sure I'm subbed to them all. But if you notice you're someone who comes to my streams and I'm not subbed, you just make me aware. And I will definitely sub. And I don't even care if you're not subbed to me. I just appreciate people being here in the streams. Hey, Gareth. How you doing? Oh, Marley, you thought it was you? Yeah, no worries, guys. I understand it happens accidentally sometimes, and some channels don't care. If my grandkids weren't watching this, I probably wouldn't care. Although I am monetized, and they do watch that kind of stuff, so it could keep the video from being able to be monetized. And I also apologize for that because I know watching those ads are kind of frustrating. That's why I never did it to start with. I could have monetized in the beginning and I chose not to. I just wanted to spread the hobby, and there's a lot of real bad information out there when I started 8 years ago or so. And I just wanted to make people aware that a lot of the information out there was bad. If you have a brand new collector and he admits that he's a new collector and he's giving you how-to videos, just be really wary of them and look the stuff up and check out to make sure the information given is correct. Because a lot of them are just trying to help and they just don't have a whole bunch of content ideas. So how-to videos, because they're trying to learn it anyway and have been reading a lot or watching a lot of how-tos. So they try to do some, but sometimes they do a lot more harm than good. Yep, and I've got some great guys. My moderators are all super people, and a lot of my guys that are here every time are great people to ask questions from if I don't answer your question or see it in the chat. Because I don't always. I try to stay aware, but it's a tough thing to do, especially when you get 30 plus people going. But my moderators are, most of them have, 30 plus years in this, so. All right, Cajun, thank you. I just saw your last message, or your message before your last. Yeah, most of my guys, if you sub them, they do sub you back. Yep. And people like Andrew O'Neill, Black Cloud Mining, he's a great guy to check out. He's, the neat thing is that a lot of this group, the community, is of different groups that aren't, just straight coin collectors, like the guys who do the metal detecting, the guys who do pours, the guys who do mining and gold panning. Um, they've all seemed to settle in our community, or all of our community, and it's great because it gives you a lot of a big variety of subjects and videos, and it makes it a lot of fun. And who doesn't love seeing a pan with a lot of gold showing, or that kind of thing? If you're a person that does stacking of silver, then seeing a bunch of gold's just a plus. And Andrew is a good guy. A lot of these channels, if you watch their old videos, you can learn a lot of stuff. A lot of them have covered a lot of the questions that are out there, so just look at the titles and go through. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this. And last night was fun because I'm not sure if Irma or Michael's in here right now, but Hector was chatting about asking me if I remembered one of the old cartoons, Johnny Quest. And it's really funny because this one, that boy, I rarely missed that one, and I really enjoyed it. And we had a person in that is from Warner Brothers, and he had just redigitized it, and it's up for sale in Blu-ray and DVD right now. And what are the chances of that happening? That was so cool. The guy who actually digitized it for Warner Brothers, and it's now out on Blu-ray because of people like him. And then found out that Irma, his wife, was in the chat too. And I've seen Irma in my chat for quite a while, or Cajun. She's been in Cajun's a long time too. So it's great. It's fun to find out these things. You never know how much you have in common until you guys start chatting. Normally we have a lot in common. And the neat part is, because of people like him, the younger generations are getting to see those cartoons for the first time. And it was a great, wholesome, family fun type of cartoon. It really was. A lot of action, a lot of suspense. Yeah, thank you, David. That's a good point. Um, if you're after substance stuff, it is dangerous for me to have you saying it a bunch in because YouTube doesn't want people fishing for subscribers. So if they see it too many times in the chat, uh, they can cause problems for me, which I find so ridiculous. But it is what it is. So do appreciate you working around that. Um, it's better to say I'm a new channel or I'm hoping to grow, that kind of thing. And just let me know. A lot of times I'll have people come up on the stream that's new and share what they have or what they hope to start showing. And that way people can find them that way. I've had so many people that say that it was the first time to ever be on a stream, up in the panel chatting. And I love doing that. I love having people that have never done it before because it really promotes this hobby and gets people out there that probably wouldn't have streamed before to realize that it's a lot of fun and a lot easier than typing. So that's probably my reason. I'm a lazy typer to start with. And autocorrect is my enemy. I have to be so careful what it says because autocorrect has said some of the most foul off the. Ugh, it is so frustrating. Words I never use, and yet somehow autocorrect comes up with these words. So do be careful if you're using it. Check everything before you send. Hey, Pleasure Chaser, how you doing? There's another fun channel to check out. Him and his wife do a lot of things, and in fact, guys, I actually want to promote him right now. Do check him out. He's doing a food drive. They do drives like this every month. People that are helping out, especially kids who aren't getting enough to eat. Malnutrition is a real thing these days. There's a lot of kids that depend on their food at school because they're not getting food any other time. It's a real thing. And people like this are doing so much for our community. Please check them out. Please help them out. Send $1 if you can, a couple dollars if you can. Promote it on your channel. Do a drive of your own. That kind of thing is just so great. Gotta take care of our kids, guys. They're the most important thing in our world is our younger group. So please do pay attention. Okay, no worries, Monet. We understand. In fact, Placer, let me see if I can bring up your channel really quick, and I'll actually put a link to that one. Yeah, this is what it's all about. When Phil started doing his rainy day fund, it just meant everything to me because I always help people out. When I find somebody that is down on their luck, and especially the ones that aren't asking for help, I always seek them out and help them out. So here's the latest video. Please go check it out and share and subscribe and become part of helping out in your own community. So here's the link to Place Chasers Food Tribe. Hey, Victoria. Very important. OC Omega. Hey, how you doing? So it's so sad that so many of our kids are doing without. And if you ask any of the teachers, most of these kids are so far down in their skills, especially reading. It's really sad. Thought that our country would be just booming with the education and stuff, and they're just not. Very, very frustrating. You were just talking about Johnny Quest this morning. Cool. Well, sorry, I just seen a channel that I was gonna put up, but I'm not seeing it now. So was it you, OC Omega, that said they just did a video? So we got another thing going on with Lincoln. Please check out the link for Lincoln. He's got something neat going on CoinOps channel. If you haven't found that channel yet, that's a great one too. A lot of information. Yeah, you know, back when I was a kid, we actually had running cafeterias and nobody went hungry. So if you couldn't afford to be part of that, they just gave it to you. And why that's not still happening just, yeah, really frustrates me too. Yeah, not everybody has family that they can depend on. Nice when you do. So something that I had a huge family. My dad had 7 brothers, so they all had 4 or 5 kids minimum. So now the family's gigantic. So really cool. And of course, we have those ones that stand out that are just, great people that bend over backwards for the kids. And whenever there's a kid in trouble, that's where they end up. And it always pulls them out of it and teaches them respect and stuff. I don't know what it is about those mothers that can be anybody's mother. And hats off to them. And there's dads out there like that too, but the mothers I see more than not. And for my family, one of my aunts, she went through probably maybe 15 of our cousins. And then she did at least that many of the neighbor kids, changed their lives. And when she passed away, oh my gosh, the hundreds of people that showed up to that funeral was amazing. And hardly any of it was family. It was all these people that she made such a difference in because she helped out. Just always willing to, spend an extra hour in the classrooms, even the ones that her kids weren't even part of, just because they needed the help, or took in that kid that was going to end up in juvie, or parents couldn't help anymore to feed and that kind of thing. And she was always there. So, what makes this world great? And unfortunately, we're not seeing it like we used to. The old barn raisings and stuff. Yeah, that was a real thing. That truly happened and happened everywhere in the U.S. And if you lived in a little town, and well, probably even the big towns, but the little towns that just showed up more. If you lost your barn where you kept your livestock and your family's food for the next 6 months, the entire town rebuilt that barn and stocked it again. No questions asked. You wouldn't even have to ask your neighbors. They just showed up. They all knew when to come. I wish it was still that way today. You see it here and there, but not like that. And that's where we need to be again. Um, just the neighborhoods, your neighborhood, and I do see a few of them. They have these big cookouts, and all the kids just get to run the whole block, and they block off the streets. And I know the city's making that so you can't do it. They're even going against the barbecuing. I mean, how crazy is that? I don't understand the way. And family farms and stuff. Oh my gosh, the counties and government make it so hard for these little farmers that are only trying to do natural grown foods and healthier outlooks for people's diets. And then the government does everything they can to close them down. Very frustrating. Yeah, I agree with you, Victoria. The way it used to be, there was nobody hungry out in the street. So, and of course, there was the drunks and stuff that were around back then. But most of them had families. It was just their own issue. But that's a whole nother subject. So, and one that a lot of people are screwed up by. Uh, Drinking is a top one. So I have a very addictive personality, and by my early 30s, I drank a lifetime of an alcoholic's amount of alcohol, and yeah, certainly sent me down the wrong road. Thank goodness I completely got rid of that habit. But there's so much of that stuff in our world right now, and pharmaceuticals, and well, even just well, let's get back to coins. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I get going. So I'm glad that you guys got to check out some of these other channels doing the food drive, and we will continue on with coins. In fact, let me show you guys the penny that was just given out just a little bit ago. So here's a nice, very beautiful 58. Tomorrow I hope to do some 40s pennies, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. Now, a lot of my 40s have already been given to my grandkids, so I'm down to just some really high grade ones, I think. But I am searching for them, and you'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, Andrew, I'm sure there's tons of people that are dealing with it. Nice that you're able to come out and admit it, because I tell you right now, being able to just say it in front of people like that is a huge thing. And I know you're a very smart fella, and sometimes just saying it every chance you've got will help you start going down that road of healing. For me, looking back on my lifetime, those times are dark. I don't recall most of them. And how sad is that? Because that's when my kids were pretty little. And thank goodness I stopped it before they got very old. My kids were just peanuts when I stopped. And it was because of them, thank goodness, that I did stop. And pharmaceuticals, oh my goodness, just simple pharmaceuticals. People are just ruining themselves. And it's so sad. I had a lot of issues because of my chronic pain. For those that don't know, I'm bedridden like 95% of my day. Because of chronic pain, I sleep somewhere around 16 to 18 hours a week. Very little sleep. Um, the medicines that they had me on and the patches for pain, oh my gosh. They had me on so many medications, and finally I just told them, that's it, I'm done. One medication, that's all I want. And if you can't help me, I'll go somewhere that can. And luckily, I had a really good doctor, and I got on just one medication. And I was on the same dose for about 8 years, but now they're messing with my dosage, which really stinks. Because I do believe I need that higher dosage, but hopefully that'll turn out not to be true. So, Omega, you were born after my kids. So I'm an old guy. Don't have a problem admitting it. Oh, looks like Jane just had a birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, today is a birthday if it's after midnight. Well, it's only 9:13 here, Jane, but I'm sure there's quite a few people here that it is after midnight for them. You know, Cajun's one of them. You know, plus there's so many. A lot of my cousins were raised that way because I come from. There's a lot of military in my family, so you know that was something that you didn't have a choice. That's just the way you answered people. Anybody who was older than you, even if it was a couple years. So, yep, but you totally understand that, and hats off to you if you still do it because a lot of people choose to not do that. And personally, I find it respect. I do it to those older than me or people of influence. I always address that way. Um, it's a good thing. Don't worry if they give you a hard time. So let's see what else I have up here. Right now, a lot of my coins are missing. Need to start getting my stuff back in order. But here's a fun one. It's an 1860 half dime. Actually, fairly valuable. This is a MS60s coin. Probably about a 63 or 64. And I know the luster looks low on the screen, but it's got tons of luster. So, let's see if I can find. Yeah, I just have too many coins out right now, and I've gotten a couple layers deep here, so I need to be careful or I'll mess up some of the coins that are valuable. So I've gotten to the point to where I don't respect the coins as much as I should. When I'm opening the brand new, the real high grade rolls that I haven't been through before, 50s, 60s, and 70s, I'm really careful. But some of the coins that I've gotten in holders and stuff, I tend to pull them out of holders awful quick these days to show you guys. Streaming has not been good for a lot of my older coins. Let's just put it that way, or my high grade ones. And I noticed a mark on one of my coins the other day, and it's like, oh, I know that mark wasn't there before. So I'm starting to rethink things here and get things all back in airtight. And You know, if I'm going to pull a coin out to show you guys, I'm going to be a lot more careful. Hey Butch, how you doing? I imagine that's Butch. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Not sure if you want us to call you a 3-Utch. Oh, thank you, Lincoln. I just read your thing about my age. Well, it's kind of hard on that one because my kids are over 30. So I appreciate the thought, but that one's kind of a tough one to deal with. Yep, I thought so, but totally understand. OC Omega's oldest coins are two 1949 wheat pennies and a 36 wheat penny. Very cool. Um, let me put this up for you. So OC Omega, if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and put down what you just wrote, I'll make sure you get a couple older coins. If you guys have a certain coin that you're after, or two coins, and they're not key dates or semi-keys, yeah, just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and explain which coins you're after, and chances are I'll just give them to you. Irma, hey, how you doing? Yeah, Lincoln's got two completed sets that have 1909 SVDBs in them. Very nice. And Lincoln's really enjoy my Lincoln pennies. They're something that I've collected since a kid, so they've always had a special place in my heart. And the best part is I learned to take good care of my stuff and get them in airtights as I found the higher grades. So I've spent a lot of money, way too much money. But if you don't protect them, you're going to lose them. So those of you, if you have a real high grade coin, I really suggest you get it graded or get it in an airtight. The flips or the albums aren't the best way to keep those if it's a real high grade. Just make sure it is the high grade. Ask a few people that know, because that's the one thing I find a lot is somebody will have a 62 or 63 coin and think it is a 67. 67 coin is a coin that has nothing in the fields, not a spot. The devices that Lincoln or whatever Jefferson and whichever coin it is, they'll be super, super clear and clean. Full strike. Full strike is extremely important. You're not going to get a 67 on a coin that has not a full strike, or has issues like deteriorated die where the edges of the coin show like an odd wear or like an edge difference in height on the fields. Just a second. Oops, sorry guys. I have a nanny that stays here with me sometimes that helps me with my grandkids, so needed to take care of a couple things. All right, so I think I remember where I was at, talking about the high grade coins. Um, Full strike, eye appeal, and luster are very critical. If the luster of your coin isn't even, it will never get a 67. And if it's not full luster, really brilliant, it's not going to get a 67. The Lincoln, I've already answered that question. Lincoln's trying really hard to get a 70 proof coin for his Ikes. If you haven't seen, he has a ton of Ikes and is really trying hard to get that 70. I personally, I think they're a little too critical when it comes to that grade, because I feel that there are a few coins I've seen that got 69 that should have got 70. And when you realize eye appeal and luster are in the eye of the holder, whoever's looking at it at that moment doing the grading, that's a tough one. And they should be a little bit slacker with those parts of the grade, but they're not. They're very critical. And when it comes to 70, well, that's a perfect coin. That's an extremely rare coin. Proof coins, of course, you're going to see it more often, but like an MS70 for a business strike coin, hardly ever going to see one, if you see one at all. People sending in coins right away, you might see one if they've gotten really lucky, but for the most part, the mint states are going to be 69s or less, normally 68s, just the way it is. Now, the luster and eye appeal parts that I was talking about are very critical in the grade. They say 15%, but I know that it's more. Well, it sure plays against you more if you don't have it. If you think that your coin's okay because it just has a couple little marks, well, as long as they're dots, it's okay. But if it's a scratch like a line, chances are no, you're not gonna get that 67 grade. 66 will work, but 67, the imperfections need to be just like pinpoints and really small dings, and just one or two of them per side. And even that sometimes will keep you from getting it. I've seen it go both ways. I have an MS68 coin, and it had a couple marks on it, but one side of the coin was just so gorgeous and perfect that's why there was a little bit of leniency. And it was, I've had two MS68 coins recently, this year actually, and Michael Kittle ended up with one of them from the auction that Phil did for the rainy day fund. And the other one, well, that one I believe was the 88D, and I had an 89. And the 80s coins, they're really critical on getting that high grade. You don't see much money until you get that grade. And it was one had sold for over $1,000, but most of them sold for a couple hundred or less. So it just depends. Yeah, and Irma, there's coins that end up in circulation, and what you need to keep in mind is if you find that 58 Wheatie that's brilliant and red and beautiful and stuff, now has that coin been in circulation all this time? No, that coin just came out of somebody's collection. Somebody's grandkid just grabbed it for some candy or something like that. Or like in my case, I have a lot of spillage out of my room. coins that end up in my lap, and then I end up downstairs, and these coins fall out of my pockets or out of my shirt and that kind of thing. And my little grandkids grab them up pretty quick. Sometimes they tell me, but I'm sure there's a few times they haven't. And hey, well, that's my own fault. And normally they're really good at making me aware, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised. My grandfather's collection, my dad told me he felt so bad once finding out the values of some of these coins because as a kid, he used to steal his dad's Mercury dimes and go down to the candy store and buy everybody, the whole neighborhood candy. You know, back then you could get more than one piece of candy for a penny. So, yeah. Yeah, Butch, that's another thing I do. I almost always have some really great coins in my pocket in airtights. I carry a Morgan everywhere I go. I also carry a seated Liberty quarter. Standing Liberty. I have a seated half dime. I have a 2 cent, a 3 cent. I carry a half cent. And I do that so I can show bankers and store people that run the registers just to show them what's out there. Um, I also make them aware of things like the West Mint Mark quarters. I told every cashier I ran across to be watching for that. Unfortunately, California saw very few of those coins, but you never know when you turn somebody that's not part of it into a coin collector just off of something that simple. Yeah, I have right around 300 Morgans, I believe. I only have about 100 and, well, only have 100 and something peace dollars. If you watch my video, 50 pounds of silver, you'll see 330 of them, the silver dollars, out on my table. And there's 7 Carson cities in that lot. One's even a semi-key date, 85 Carson City. And that one's worth about $800, $900. It even has some really nice toning on the backside. Too bad it's not the front side, but it is what it is. And then I have the 1893 Isabella quarter. If you watch my computer build video, there's a couple of those videos, but if you just watch the very beginning of them, one of them shows my quarter, and it's graded by NGC. Something I normally don't buy, but hey, it was an Isabella quarter and it was a good price, so I jumped on it. If it had been the next grade, it's about $1,400. So I think it's a MS-64. Yeah, for those of you that are into computers, I would have never spent so much money on my computer parts that I built, but my pennies have mostly been face value that I've paid for them because I personally got them from the banks. So I did turn in a bunch and got about $7,000-8,000 together and bought computer parts to do a high-end video editing workstation. So I have a 20-core beast computer with 256 gigs of RAM, and I know my moderators are cringing right now because they've heard this so many times. But yeah, I like to brag. 100 terabytes of backup drive. But that was my big love. That's something I've done since you used to have to splice film and running 8mm silent films and that kind of thing. So done it a long time. Yeah, finding Morgans in the bank, you really got to be getting the bags of Ikes to find the Morgans. But sometimes, if you just ask the bankers if they've come across any of the large dollars that they don't want, sometimes you'll find them. I know it's happened. You see videos about it. So it's definitely worth asking about. And with all my coins, I still check the Coinstars You know, the coins that get knocked out of the coins that they don't accept. I always check that. There's normally some really great foreign coins in there, some silver coins. So another good spot to look. I would think Irma's hobby is photography because, boy, she's got some beautiful shots. And she does have clips in her channel name. Highly suggest you guys go check her channel out. Irma has just some of the most beautiful oceanside shots. One's of a harbor with a whole bunch of beautiful boats in it. One's a sunset on the beach. Pretty cool. I love that stuff. So, and there was another guy who was in Cajun's stream earlier today, and I checked his channel, and his videos were all sunsets. He must have had 25 to 50 sunsets. Now, it made me smile and laugh because I was a photographer for years and years with professional equipment, semi-pro photographer, pro camera. And the sunset photos I have, oh my gosh, I probably have 10,000 plus, fairly easy, of just sunsets. Yeah, somebody did send me a West Point Cheaper John. In one of the trades I did for some currency, the guy had sent me one of the West Points. I couldn't tell you which one it is right now, but it was in the very beginning of this. The Loma? Is that what it's called? But that's the only one I have. So I don't normally do the brand new coins as far as showing too much. I do pick up boxes of the pennies and nickels so I can continue my collection, but I don't include them in the weight that I give. I only do from the early 90s and back, and most of it is actually from about 82 and back. Lol, yep, that's it. Thanks, Chief and John. So, and he didn't want me to include it in the trade, but of course I did. It has enough value to get it almost in the $20 range. So, yeah, he got some really nice coins, a bunch of graded coins. It's also the person that ended up with my 1984 DDO, Double Deer. So, went to a good person. And am I sorry I traded that off? If I was more of an error person, it'd be a big deal to me, but I'm a high grade coin person, or a bankroll person. So it didn't mean as much to me as I thought it would. And it helped me pay for the lot that it came in. So I ended up with 79 rolls of coins. And for the price of that one error coin, it paid for all of them. However, I didn't realize that two of those uncirculated rolls were 1934 to 1958 Wheaties. So that was a lucky find. And the ones that I was showing on the other camera here, let me jump back over. So the ones in the flips are, my early, from 34 and up. You see a couple 40s, and I thought I had a 30s in there, and then my steelies, there's a bunch of steels. Really good condition, super high luster coins. Got really lucky on this purchase. Definitely owe my coin dealer some money when I sell my next high grade. And that's what I do. I sell high grade MS-67s, pennies mostly, sometimes nickels, to a couple coin dealers locally, and they always one of them has a store, and he's always watching for pennies to come in, especially bank rolls. And if it's a big collection, he'll hang on to it for me. And like this last one, the DDO was in a flip and had been marked that it was a DDO in big letters. And the year and everything was on it. It would have been really easy for my coin dealer to check it. But personally, I don't think he even opened the suitcase but one time just to make sure the coins were in it and take a count. And so I picked up 75 rolls of wheats and then 2 BUs of 70 or 57s and 2 that are the mixed dates that you're seeing. And I paid $135 or $38 for it. Yeah, Jeep and John, I'm really excited. Frustrated because it was supposed to go out today, but I wasn't feeling good today. But yeah, totally not coin related, but you're going to love it. And now I get to add a 58 penny to it as well. So, cool. So for those that aren't figuring out, Jeep and John say someone that has purchased a lot from me. So a lot of people just want me to surprise them. So that's what Jeep and John wants, is just a surprise. So it's just lucky that there was a similar interest involved and he's getting something totally not coin related. And hopefully he doesn't build this up too big because although he's going to enjoy checking it out, it's not something that's like a valuable something. It's a personal thing. But he is getting some pretty great coins, and I've been wanting to ask him to make sure I'm giving him what he wants. But I always give the option to trade the coins in if you get something that you don't want, or if I totally blew it and didn't get your interests included. So we'll see how it goes with Jeep and John. Fun stuff. I have a lot of fun with coins. So the thing is if you got those high grades, boy, take care of them right away, guys. Don't wait. Separate anything that has green or black color on it. Green goes in one bag, black goes in another. The stuff with green on it, unless you see an error or something, honestly, I dump a lot of them. And somewhere where people won't get their hands on them because I hate seeing them get back into circulation. When they have the green on them, they grow. Same thing with the black, but the green is really bad. It'll actually destroy coins. And if you have like one that is growing in a roll, if you have it too close to other rolls, it'll actually jump across into the next roll. I don't understand how it does it, but I've seen it happen. I've put some greens. I've had some bags that had a lot of pennies in it, and there'll be just a couple green coins. And then I check a year or two later, and there's a bunches of green coins. So, gotta nip it in the bud really quick, or it will just continue to grow and ruin your coins. Yep, Lincoln's mentioning something really good. Those little silicone packs. Really helpful. They have some that you can refresh and buy the silicone to go in them. You can use the packets that you get in clothes, but I wouldn't use anything you get in food. We've got to keep in mind they do pull the moisture out and they do end up getting used. So don't keep them very long. Constantly keep switching them out. If you have like the Ikes that are hazing, You should have had some of these silicone packs in because it does help hinder that a bit, not completely. Sometimes it's just too late for them because they've already started. Same thing for me for the rolls of pennies. Every month I dump, well, not dump, but I pull probably a dozen to 2 dozen rolls out of my collection that get put in with my circulated coins because the brown toning is a natural thing for copper. So if you don't catch it quick enough and get these coins protected in tubes, they will turn brown on you and you will lose them. My buddy that I grew up with collected penny rolls too. We had tons of them together that we collected. About 10 years ago, he had called me up to come look at his. That he hadn't pulled them out in a long time. Well, the guy had put them in his basement. Worst place for copper or silver. Silver will really tarnish in the basements. Silver is a little easier going though. There are restoration things you can do, but the pennies, the restoration that you do, it'll help on certain issues, but not browning. When they're turning into their natural brown color, that you're doomed. He had probably 500 bankrolls that he had collected with me as a kid. They were all gone, all brown. He thought maybe somebody had switched his coins around, so he started asking and checking, and nope, those were his BU coins. He had just left them down there too long unprotected, and you can't do that. My coins have always been put in boxes that are wrapped in plastic, that are put in boxes wrapped in plastic. I keep them in air or temperature controlled rooms, uh, far away from the damp. I do keep a lot of silicone in the areas. Um, I here's a good example. The airtights, great way to keep the real high grade coins, especially pennies. I use the foam circles because my pennies are so brilliant and well, not brilliant, but they're so high grade that they tend to stick in some of the to fit size um, airtights. So I always use the ones with foam. It also allows you to squeeze it a little bit once you get the coin in it, and it helps give it a little bit of a vacuum and get the air out. I'm sure that doesn't last too long, but it's a good way to help seal them. Don't pull your coins out once you put them in the airtights, because if you do, you ruin the holder and lose that more airtight fit. If you drop your coins, the ones that you've opened and reused, you'll find they break open fairly easy. Um, when I put my pennies into the rolls and I have super high grades, I'm wearing gloves, I wear a mask, I use a rubber mat, I use, let's see if I can find my, well, this is one of them, but I have the rocket one that I'm not seeing right now that I use for getting the dust off of things. I actually use a static brush meant for films. Costs you under $10 for that static brush. The brushes can be found at bnhphotovideo.com, professional camera store. Highly recommend that store for all your camera photo needs. The anti-static brushes, if you brush the capsules, will make you know how you get that magnetic attraction to hair and dust? Well, that makes it go away, and then you use a blower to completely get it out of there. I blow off the capsules probably 6 to 10 times by the time I put one coin in. Blow off the coin many times, blow off the capsule over and over. I spin it in my hand, the coin and the capsule, to make sure there's not air caught between my fingers and the capsule or coin. Really got to do your due diligence to Make sure there's no foreign substances in these capsules when you put your coins in, because it will cause issues. A single hair, especially an animal hair, will cause black toning that you don't want, or carbon spots. Your breath, uh, even holding your breath, sometimes you just aren't paying enough attention and you'll breathe just a little bit, and that's all it takes. Carbon spots will show up in big numbers. Uh-oh, you're coming to visit me, Lincoln? You know, it's why I keep my identity private. When you have health issues and you have large amounts of silver, there's so many people out there that aren't good people. So I truly believe I could defend myself in many, many different ways, but I'd much rather just keep it private, keep it secret. My P.O. box, my daughter picks up all that stuff. My P.O.'s where she lives, and I don't do my P.O. box often enough with her to have it be an issue. Sometimes somebody's out there waiting to find her. It would take weeks to do it, and there's also a company that will bring me the contents of my P.O. box, and I've started to use them a little bit. I'm quite a distance from that area. Yeah, big town. Napa's got what, 80, 90,000 people, I think, right now. So I'm pretty safe. Very careful on that bit. There's a few people who know who I am, but I'm very picky on who I share with. And it's taken years and years to get that trust. So, and I suggest the same for everybody. If you have a bunch of silver, be careful who you give your address to. Doing these trades and stuff for something as simple as a sticker when you have a whole bunch of silver, maybe not the smartest thing to do. Get a P.O. box. They're cheap. They're like, I think I spend $30 every couple months or something. It's for fairly cheap. And otherwise, find a better way of doing your trades. My coins, well, like the airtights, I've got probably 3% of my collection that needs to be in airtights, and you would think I'd be a lot faster with getting them in, but I've got over $5,000 invested in just the airtights for pennies. So yeah, figure out the math. If that's 3% of my collection that needs it, and it's cost me $5,000, yeah, we're talking some extreme amount of money. So I just do it as I can afford, and just make sure that I'm constantly going through my rolls. I check my higher dollar rolls first so I can get them in airtights first. Some of the error years and stuff, like the 55 double die, I have probably 8 to 10 rolls that I have yet to search for those errors or that particular double die. That's something I do on birthdays and Christmas and special times, or sometimes when I'm feeling really lucky. I mean, I've fallen into some really good deals, and I always treat people fairly. I pay on fair value for everything I get. Even the stuff that I end up buying cheap to start with, I will actually go back to stores that I've never dealt with before and offer them fair value for items. I have found that karma really plays a big role in this for me. It's my belief. So I try to take care of everybody. That's why people who buy stuff from me get double their value normally from me for the money they spend. or more. I always like to throw in extras. My antique coin wrappers, I always like adding a couple of them because you never know when you start somebody off on that whole collection, which is really neat. Collecting bank supplies is another one of my fun things. I collect the trays that the rolls go into, the antique ones, the coin holders that the bankers used to have up on their desks, the big cast iron things. Gosh, they weigh 10, 15 pounds. And I love them. I have all kinds of them. Some of the stuff that Cajun was showing earlier on his channel, the brochure that had all the coin wrapping stuff in it. Well, a lot of the items in that I actually have unopened in my collection, which is so cool. There's a counter that you can hook to the side of your desk, or one that you hold up to your desk to put pennies in that drops them into the tubes. I've got a bunch of those that are unopened, and they don't have a really high value, probably 30, $50 or so, maybe a little more unopened. But to me, those kind of things, oh, very precious. And I hope that by the time my grandkids are old enough, I will have found enough of them to give them each one. So 10 grandkids, everything turns out a lot tougher. So what's doing 20 pounds a piece of silver for your grandkids? Yeah, that's my entire collection of silver. So luckily I really jumped on it hard when they were babies. That's the first thing I do when I have a new grandson or granddaughter is I match their weight in silver, and then every year I try to catch up to their weight. And I do really good until about the age of 3 or 4. But I have some extra large grandsons that have changed my plans a bit, and wouldn't have it any other way, but had to change my thoughts on the silver thing. So I'm still catching up on a few of them. My oldest, she'll be starting college in a few years. I probably have $15,000 in coins that she has that are graded coins, maybe a little bit more. And then she has close to 30 pounds of silver, maybe a little bit more. Um, yeah, so I've done pretty good. And that's what you guys got to do. Look at it like a savings account. Save it up for your kids, grandkids, whatever it is that you're hoping to give to, even if it's not family. I've had a lot of people give me coins that were in my coin club, and they didn't have any family. In fact, I have one gentleman right now who is in his late 80s, and the man has the largest gold collection, I think, that's out there that's privately owned. I know this man. He stopped showing his stuff years and years ago. I was over at his house a couple times this year. We go through all these private bank fractional coins down to 25 cents. I think he's even shown a couple 10 cents, but I'm not positive on that. I tried to look that one up and I couldn't find anything. But yeah, 25 cent, 50 cent, dollar and up coins of gold from private banks for California that are in some of the highest conditions. They're just like, well, a few of his coins, there's only like 8 or 10 or 12 known. Oh, amazing collection. And, well, it'd be really cool if he sent some of them my way at one point. So, in the collection that I got that I paid 25 grand for, that a lot of my silver is from, they had a huge gold collection, and the family's just now getting a hold of me for that one. And because I've gotten such, been so honest with my coin dealers and that kind of thing, both my coin dealers told me, when you get to that point and they need cash for that collection, just get a hold of me and tell me how much. I said, dude, we're talking, maybe 400 coins or more, big coins, the ounces. And my coin dealers are like, just tell me how much, I'll have cash for you. That's because of taking care of people and keeping karma on your side. And I highly suggest it for everyone because I've lived a much happier life because of it. And I've gone down that other road with the karma you don't want to see and you're looking over your shoulder for. Yeah, it's real. I've seen it happen many times. 33 years old. OC Omega. So you're younger than my kids. Cool. And neat that you're doing coins. I know a lot of you will think that's a little late to be starting your collection, and I'm not saying that he just started, but those that start at that age do just fine for their kids and grandkids. You just have to, stay on the straight and narrow and do like, here's something that our winner of the 1909 SBDB, Penny, told me, and I loved it. I asked her about her collection. Now I'm talking about Kitty Cat or Cutie Cat. And I asked her, what is in your coin collection? Because I have a big package I'm making up for her. And she told me that she's been really slow on her collection and that she only picks coins that mean something to her or really catch her eye. And her grandparent coins are the coins that I believe she said she started with. Well, tell me that coin didn't go to the right person. Absolutely the person that deserves that kind of coin. And that's why I always tell people when you're picking up coins and you have the choice of picking up 5 nice coins or one really, really good coin, get that one good coin. I know it's going to be less silver weight in your collection, but the weight isn't where it's at. The coins in that better grade, extra fine and better for the older stuff, or the graded stuff that's MS65 or higher, those are the coins that's value constantly goes up. I have researched the red books. I have some coin price books that go back to the turn of the century, 1900. The one thing I always see when I follow the trends of the values is the extra fine and higher, and the mint state didn't happen until the 70s, but those coins are the ones whose values keep going up. The rest of the coins, they go up and down. So really, really pay attention to that. Get that one better coin. Go out a little farther and get that coin that's graded. Um, Build your collection slower if you need to. Spend more time researching the coin you're going after before you get it. And yeah, I totally understand. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time and you really don't have a choice. But with the phones and all the information we have the PCGS photo grade downloaded onto your phone and have some of the other coin clubs, ANA, some of these clubs, they have so much information available. Have that stuff ready on your phone. Be able to look up coins quickly and know what you're looking for. If you're a mint state collector like me, pay attention to the wear spots. The high spots are where you'll always find the wear first. Not always, but first. And if there's anywhere at all on those coins, no matter how beautiful it looks, how high your luster is, the amazing eye appeal, heavy monster tone, it's an AU coin. Don't let it catch you. So many people get stuck with that and they buy AU coins for mint state prices because the coin is just gorgeous. Hey, I hear ya. I will spend more on those coins, but I'll know they're AU and not mint state. I had a good example of that come back just recently with a Lincoln penny. On the back of the coin on Monticello and just the corner of the high points of the building, I had the tiniest little Mars And I thought that it was just part of the strike issues with the coin, and thought that it was MS66, possibly higher. And I got it graded just because it's one of those coins that has a really good jump in price on that part of it from 66 to 7. And the coin came back AU. And it's like, I've been doing this for a long time. This just happened last year. I've been doing this long enough to know the difference between an AU coin and a mint state high coin. But I didn't catch it. Well, those little tiny Mars that were on the high points of the building in 4 spots, the end of the stairs, the top of the corners of the building, were wear marks from being in a roll that got jostled around too much. And for them, that's wear. Doesn't matter if it happened in a roll or, Same thing with coins that go in albums, and somebody looks at them too many times and pulls that plastic piece over them too many times. That scratches your coins. Once you put your coins in one of those albums, leave it alone. If you're one of those people that has to keep looking at their coins, put it in an airtight. Don't keep doing that because you'll cause wear on that coin. Those scratches, if they're big enough, will knock you out of the mint state range. Or knock you several grades down. Very, very important. Oh, nice, David. Scary and nice at the same time. Oh, in fact, I've seen that one with your grandson giggling so hard. I remember that. Yeah, so that's the one thing I really try to push with people. And the new collectors, if you're brand new to it, do yourself a big favor, get the red book. Should be one of the first things you do is get the red book. Not the best for pricing, but it'll give you a really good basis for it. It'll show you the semi keys, the coins you need to watch out for, and the key dates. Those coins are, for some reason, those new collectors are the ones that end up getting to see that key or semi key date coin and don't realize that that's what it is. So without the red book or a book similar, you're not going to learn those dates that you really need to pay attention to. And I always tell the new collectors to spend a couple dollars and go get a typeset folder. You don't need one of the albums, just get a simple folder, three to $5. Then learn those coins that are on there that you're not familiar with. Standing Liberty Quarter, so many of them never seen that coin before. It's a gorgeous coin. I love that one. The Seated Liberties, one of my favorites. And of course, the flowing hair is on the top of my list, but even I don't. Well, I have a couple of the really low grade large cents, but yeah, that $50 been calling my name for a long time, but I doubt I will have one of those ever, but if it happens, great. But always push the typesets because so many of them have not seen their favorite coin yet. So you get them to check out that album or that folder, and yeah, they may not be able to go through all the different types, but it'll get them to look in the red book to pay attention to them and realize for the first time that, hey, there's a 3 cent silver, there's a 2 cent, there's a half cent, there's a large cent, 20 cent, flying eagles. So many people do not know, and they're penny collectors, but they've just never gone back far enough to see that, several years they did a flying eagle. One of my favorite coins. Unfortunately for me, most of the coins are favorites, and why I've done many typeset albums. My favorite one was doing a first year type, and that one cost me quite a bit because, of course, I needed to have AU or better on everything, which really adds up when you have 90 plus coins in it. And then the high mint state coins, well, not high, but the mid range ones, like my 1921 piece, you get an MS64 5 piece dollar, you're spending quite a bit more money. But I was really lucky and fell into some really good prices on larger lots that I purchased. So you just have to keep shopping and keep reading, keep learning all the little tricks. Watch the older, well, and I say this and I'm going to change it. Normally I would say the old timers that are collecting and stuff, but there's so many new collectors or younger collectors that have only been doing it for the last 5 years who have really jumped to the top of their field. Very impressive. They're they're normally very obvious when you hear them talking, but if you're brand new to it, you just got to be careful. Pay attention to who the larger channels flock to, or what whose streams they watch. That kind of thing can really help you out. Find the guys that are better to follow. There's so many out there right now. Okay, the gray sheet is something that the dealers buy. Now, I have a subscription to them, but it is a little pricey. So if you're not selling coins, I would suggest doing the online thing and being able to download just one of the price sheets. I think it's like $12 or $15, maybe a little bit more. But just go by one sheet. One sheet will help you out a ton. And then maybe every year upgrade it to a newer sheet. We get them every 2 weeks. The online one, I think, rotates even quicker. I think every week they switch those prices out. And it's what I call fair price values. They give several. They give what a dealer will pay you for your coin, raw coin. This isn't for graded coins, which is great because you don't find too many of those out there pricing raw coins. Then it tells you how much you should pay, from like eBay or something like that. And they have a suggested value too in there for some coins that have more collectors collecting them, or rare, or that kind of thing. And the neat thing is they have mint sets, proof sets. They have rolls. They have the commemorative. They have tokens. I mean, there's tons of stuff that are in this. Now, unfortunately for me, some of my MS68 coins weren't in there because there hasn't been enough of them sold, and they haven't updated it enough. I hope they do it soon. But yeah, it's a great sheet to go by. And if you're buying some coins from a coin shop, they should honor, or selling to, they should honor those prices or come very close to them. I know the dealers in California are kind of tight on that. And normally I get much less than gray sheets, but I definitely bring it up. So, hey, take it easy, OC. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate y'all for jumping in my streams. So, and I'm probably going to cut it pretty quick here. I've been on for almost 2 hours, and I was just going to be on for, I told Cajun, I'm just going to be on for a few minutes. Give away my coins and I'll be off. But as you can tell, or your ears can painfully tell, yeah, I have a bit of a motor mouth. I don't know that I like to hear myself talk, but I do enjoy sharing my knowledge. And I'm always trying to give tips and help to people. Let's see, let me go over a couple of those things. Mint sets. Okay, mint sets and proof sets. Which will I buy first? Mint sets every single day. Proof sets, once you get all the different years, then, that's great. But I don't continue buying them unless I get really good deals. The mint sets, I can make more money off of a high mint set coin than I can a proof coin. And getting that grade to be able to pull a MS6 or a proof 69 or 70, extremely tough. Trying to get a 66 or 67 mint stay, probably about 80% easier. I mean, huge difference. Mint state coins, 60s a little tough in the mint sets. 70s, yeah, you have a really good chance of hitting high grades, although the mints were doing some pretty poor strike coins, but the ones that are in the mint sets are normally better coins. Will I open mint sets and proof sets? Yeah. I tell collectors, new collectors, that I'm opening them for a reason. It's because I found a high grade coin and I know its value and I'm sending it in to get graded. If you're doing it just to put it in a flip or to, put it in an airtight, you're really better off leaving it in the holder. The mint set plastics do pretty good. Now, if you see there's an issue with the coins, oh no, then I pull them out quickly. As soon as you notice some discoloration going on with one coin, get all the coins out of it and separate that coin that has issues. Take it to somebody who can take care of it and get that issues taken care of. Some of the older plastics can cause issues. I don't think any of them cause PVC damage, but some of the old flips, oh, they're horrible for PVC damage. Let's see here. Go through the world coins, if nothing else, just to familiarize yourself with coins you may have never seen before. Who knows, you may find a new favorite coin that might even be more favorite than the US coins. I have lots of them. The Mexican coins, some of the Canadian coins, the large British pennies, the Australian large pennies. I really have a thing for those coins. And, I've always been a roll collector, but once I started getting into the coin shops and being able to go through those bins, there were so many coins I'd never seen before. And the world silver bin is one of my favorites to get into. Now, be careful. Some of the Mexican coins will be really beautiful, really high grade, and they're worth less than $1. Silver coins, 10% silver. So learn your silver, the weights of silver or the amount of silver that's in the coins. Find out the percentages. Learn, the years of those Mexican silvers that are 10%. I believe it's the early 50s. As a kid, or as a coin collector at like 12 or 13 years old, I went to a garage sale. They had like 40 or 50 of these Mexican silver coins, and it said right on it was silver, or I believe it did. Let's see, what was it? Oh, it showed a silver value to it, but I didn't realize that value was showing that it only had 10%. Man, I saved up my money. I got these coins and went to the coin shop right away. I thought I made myself a fortune and broke even. Completely broke even. You will see those coins in my collection today. So SMS sets. Yeah, now that's a really good question. So Coin Captain saying that, do you need to send in the whole special mint sets? Okay, I'm having issues with that right now, but unfortunately sending in the whole set's not my issue. But yeah, you need to be really careful. I haven't turned in any of those, so I really don't know what PCGS or NGC will allow. But for me, back in 1965, I got some rolls of nickels, and a couple of them turned out to be absolutely breathtaking. and had some full step nickels in it. Now, recently I've turned in one of those full step nickels, and it came back an SMS coin. Well, I know for a fact it's not a special mint coin because when I got it, it was a brand new coin. I mean, they had just come out and very frustrating. And I asked Michael Kittle about it, and he said they have issues telling the difference sometime on some of these coins. Well, mine doesn't have flat rims. They're supposed to have flat rims. Not always the case. Um, Supposed to be able to tell the difference. Not always the case. Now, Michael Kittle's offered, which is wonderful, to take my coin in and talk to him about it and tell him that I have a full roll of them. I still have the full roll. I've separated them out. I sent in like 3 of them, and one of them got a 67, or excuse me, 65, I believe. Well, a 65 with full steps is a $10,000 coin, which is also probably why they're very hard on getting that grade. But I would think they're specialists, they should be able to tell the difference. But apparently, from what Michael Kittle said, they can't always tell the difference. Or there's enough issues to keep it from being a positive. You can't guarantee. So, yeah, definitely do a lot of research, talk to people that have done the SMS sets, find out what they did, and do not pull them out. If there's nothing wrong with them, don't pull them out until you find out the answer. I didn't realize there were these issues until just recently when I talked to Michael Kittle about it, because I thought, well, somehow I just must have ended up with a special mint set. And how could that be when it was a bankroll? But now I know that, they do make that mistake. So hopefully Michael has offered to take it in for me to PCGS when he's at one of the coin shows. So I'm hoping that that'll work in my favor. If nothing else, maybe make them reevaluate some other coins that I want to send in. And maybe I need to send Michael in with the whole roll of 40. Maybe that'll help them realize that this truly was a bankroll. I just wish I'd have kept the wrapper, but didn't keep the wrapper on that one. So, okay, guys, I've talked for 2 hours. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. I think I better let you go. I really do have stuff I need to get done. Today was kind of a bad day for me. I don't do good with milk. I've always been allergic to milk my whole life. It makes me deaf. Causes me all kinds of ear issues. As a kid, I had not dozens, had many, many operations on my ears to put tubes in, to take tubes out, and that kind of stuff. And so I've always had issues with it. And unfortunately, chocolate's another one. If I do it in light amounts, I do okay. But I never do. I always just splurge in with my chocolates. Just like a simple glass of chocolate milk. One of my favorite big issues. And I actually had a chocolate milkshake last night. Oh, I was humming. I just had enjoyed every single bite. And well, needless to say, I did not have a very good night. And still suffering from it a bit today. I've only been drinking water today. But would I have another chocolate milkshake? Unfortunately, I've already started thinking about it. So pick your battles, guys. And luckily for me, that's just a simple issue, not a health damaging thing. So careful what you do. Take care of yourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for you guys. And if you've got kids or grandkids, man, you got to be around for those kids. So do what you got to do. Thank you for being here, and everybody have a good night. And I wish everybody the best. See you later. Thank you, mods. I appreciate it a ton.